Thank you for spending your valuable time watching and supporting our channel, a space dedicated to sharing meaningful knowledge about elderly health. Have you ever wondered, why are my parents or grandparents getting weaker even though they still eat normally and don't have any serious illness? Or perhaps you've thought, maybe they're just getting old. But the truth is much more subtle. Older people lose muscle mass every single day without showing any obvious signs. No pain, no swelling, no wounds. But one day getting up from a chair becomes harder. Even lifting a light grocery bag feels heavy. Sometimes just one small slip and fall can lead to a fracture, hospitalization, and eventually the loss of independent living. Health experts call this sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it's one of the leading causes that push many elderly individuals into nursing homes or a dependent lifestyle. The concerning part is that muscle loss isn't just caused by aging, but also by diet, lifestyle habits, and common misconceptions about healthy foods. So what are the silent enemies that might be destroying your elderly loved one's muscles every day? In today's video, we'll highlight 10 common yet surprising factors you likely encounter every day, from seemingly harmless foods to habits you once thought were beneficial. Each factor will be broken down clearly. Why does it harm the muscles? What are the actual effects? And most importantly, how can we prevent it? If you believe this topic is important, not only for yourself, but also for your parents or grandparents, don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss more practical health content, and tap the notification bell because we'll be back weekly with simple, actionable knowledge to help your loved ones live healthier, happier, and more fulfilled lives. Thank you for listening. Now let's begin exploring the 10 silent muscle destroyers you need to watch out for. 1. Refined carbohydrate foods. The sweet assassin silently shrinking. Elderly muscles. Imagine starting your day with a slice of soft, fragrant white bread. Seems harmless, right? But in reality, these light foods are quietly contributing to muscle loss. Description: high in starch, low in nutrients. White bread, regular pasta cookies, cakes and donuts are made from refined flour, processed to remove the wheat, bran, and germ. The result: loss of natural fiber, low protein content, virtually no vitamins or minerals. What remains is fast-absorbing carbs that spike blood sugar right after eating. Consequences: blood sugar spikes, inflammation, muscle loss. When older people consume too many refined carbs, blood sugar levels spike, causing the pancreas to release insulin. Over time, this repeated cycle creates chronic inflammation, a dangerous factor in muscle degeneration. Inflammation damages muscle tissues and disrupts regeneration. Excess insulin also promotes fat storage instead of muscle building, leading to muscle loss and fat gain, even if body weight stays the same. Worse, this process is silent, with no pain or clear signs, until weakness, slow walking, and difficulty standing appear. Another outcome: insulin resistance and diabetes risk. Frequent refined carb intake increases insulin resistance, a key step toward type 2 diabetes, a condition that weakens muscles even more. Diabetes and muscle loss create a vicious cycle: weaker muscles, reduced mobility, further muscle loss, higher fall and fracture risks. Solution: smart substitutions. You don't have to give up bread or pasta. Make better choices. 100% whole grain bread retains the bran and germ, rich in fiber and B vitamins, stabilizes blood sugar. Brown rice, whole oats, slow digesting carbs that support muscle. Legume-based pasta, made from lentils, chickpeas, or quinoa, offering more protein and less inflammation. Combine meals with healthy fats like olive oil, nut butter. High-quality proteins like eggs, fish, lean meats, tofu. These help slow sugar absorption, provide stable energy, and protect muscles over time. You won't destroy your muscles by eating one slice of white bread, but frequent long-term consumption, especially without adequate protein and physical activity, will silently erode muscle mass. 2. High fructose fruit juice, the sweet liquid. Weakening elderly muscles. When thinking of a healthy diet, many imagine a glass of fresh orange juice in the morning. It's often marketed as the symbol of health and vitamin C, but few know that fruit juice, especially orange juice, could be quietly damaging elderly muscle health. There's no denying fruit is beneficial, but when juiced fruits lose their fiber, which helps slow sugar absorption, what's left is natural sugar water, high in fructose. Example, a 250 milliliter glass of orange juice can contain 5 or 6 teaspoons of sugar, equivalent to or more than a can of soda. When older adults regularly drink sugary juice, their blood sugar spikes. The body must release insulin to handle it. Repeating this daily leads to insulin resistance, meaning the body no longer responds effectively to insulin. Why is this dangerous? Insulin resistance doesn't just lead to diabetes. It blocks the absorption of amino acids, which are the building blocks for muscles. Without these, muscle repair is poor, leading to faster shrinkage and weakness. Also, high fructose intake triggers the liver to convert sugar into fat, increasing visceral fat, which reduces mobility and balance in older adults. Better choices: eat whole fruits. The fiber in oranges, apples, and pears slows sugar absorption, aids digestion, and stabilizes blood sugar. Make your smoothies. Blend the whole fruit, including pulp and skins, if edible, without adding sugar. Choose low-sugar fruits, berries, grapefruit, green apples, lower in fructose and rich in antioxidants. If you or your loved ones drink juice daily, start transitioning to healthier habits. Not by cutting suddenly, but by gradually substituting. Elderly muscle needs protection, and small daily actions can make a big difference. 3. Processed meats, the hidden enemy of muscle in the elderly. In today's busy lifestyle, processed meats like sausages, deli meats, and ham are often chosen for their convenience, long shelf life, and quick preparation. For older adults, especially those living alone or with weakened health, processed meats have become a common choice. But behind that convenience lies a silent threat to their muscles. Processed meats are typically salted, smoked, or treated with nitrates or nitrates to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. However, they also come with extremely high sodium content, leading to fluid retention and high blood pressure. Saturated and trans fats, which negatively affect cardiovascular health and blood circulation. Preservatives like nitrates, which when accumulated over time can cause chronic inflammation and damage cells. For older adults, chronic inflammation is a major underlying cause of various health problems, including muscle mass loss. Overconsumption of processed meats can push the body into a constant state of inflammation, slowing muscle tissue regeneration. Reduce blood flow to the muscles, depriving them of necessary oxygen and nutrients. Overload liver and kidney functions, impairing detoxification and metabolism. The result: weakening muscles, fatigue, poor mobility, and a higher risk of falls, one of the leading causes of death and disability among the elderly. Solution: return to natural, wholesome protein. Sources: prioritize fresh meats, unseasoned lean chicken, beef, or pork, cooked simply by steaming, boiling, or light braising. Include low-mercury fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines, rich in omega-3s that reduce inflammation and support heart muscle. Eggs, a complete protein source, easy to prepare, digestible, and ideal for seniors. Combined with plant-based proteins, tofu, black beans, and chia seeds, rich in protein, low in harmful fats. Don't let today's convenience become tomorrow's regret. Start making small changes in your meals, because each food choice is a step toward protecting your loved one's muscle strength and independence. 4. Raw spinach, a good friend that can become a muscle foe if eaten improperly. Spinach has long been celebrated as a superfood for its rich supply of vitamins A, C, K, iron, calcium, and antioxidants. However, not all greens are entirely harmless, especially when consumed raw and frequently. Few people realize that raw spinach contains a compound that can silently harm elderly muscles. Raw spinach contains oxalic acid, an anti-nutrient. Once inside the body, oxalic acid can bind with calcium, magnesium, and iron in food to form insoluble compounds. Prevent the body from absorbing essential minerals even if your diet is otherwise balanced. Increase the risk of kidney stones, particularly in elderly individuals with reduced kidney function. Calcium and magnesium are crucial minerals that help maintain proper muscle contraction, prevent cramps, and strengthen bones. Poor absorption can result in Muscle weakness, trembling hands and feet, difficulty standing or climbing stairs. Persistent fatigue due to insufficient muscle nourishment. Falls and fractures significantly lowering the quality of life. More concerning is how these symptoms often progress silently, mistaken for normal aging, and left unaddressed. Spinach is still a valuable food when properly prepared. Here's how to maximize benefits while minimizing harm. Lightly boil or saute spinach before eating. Cooking reduces oxalic acid by 40–60%, improving mineral absorption. Pair with mineral-rich foods. Almonds, sesame, and small fish eaten whole anchovies. Sardines can boost mineral intake. Diversify your greens. Avoid eating raw spinach daily. Rotate with kale water spinach, amaranth, etc. to prevent oxalate buildup. Stay hydrated. Drinking enough water helps kidneys flush excess oxalate and prevents stone formation. Not every healthy food is universally good, especially for seniors. Eat smart, understand your body, and let every meal strengthen your muscles and support healthy aging. 5. Excessive coffee, a silent muscle waster in older adults. Coffee has become a familiar part of daily life. A morning cup brings alertness and a mental boost. But for seniors, excessive coffee consumption, though seemingly harmless, can quietly erode muscle mass, which is critical for movement balance and overall quality of life in old age. Coffee contains caffeine, a natural stimulant. Along with alertness, it causes several biological effects. Increases urinary excretion of essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. Stimulates adrenal glands to produce cortisol, a stress hormone that in excess breaks down muscle tissue. Leads to mild chronic dehydration, impairing muscle flexibility and contraction. Since older adults naturally lose muscle due to aging sarcopenia, these effects can worsen their condition. Drinking more than 2 to 3 cups of coffee daily may cause muscle loss due to mineral depletion, resulting in poor mobility, shaky limbs, and reduced flexibility. Elevated cortisol, which inhibits protein synthesis and impairs post-exercise or injury muscle recovery. Disrupted sleep, especially when coffee is consumed late, limiting nighttime muscle repair. Older adults may not notice immediately, but over time they'll feel more tired when walking, find stairs harder to climb, or struggle to stand up unaided. Coffee isn't bad, it's all about timing and moderation. Limit to 1–2 cups per day, 200–300 hours of caffeine. Avoid drinking after 2 p.m. to protect nighttime sleep. Always eat something before coffee, don't drink it on an empty stomach, which spikes cortisol further. Replenish minerals with foods rich in calcium and magnesium like milk, almonds, and leafy greens. Aging is a stage where the body needs gentle yet careful care. The right coffee habit can boost well-being, but overuse could mean losing muscle day by day without even knowing. Choose coffee wisely. It should be a healthy habit, not a hidden enemy of your muscles. 6. Protein deficiency in daily meals, a common mistake, leading to muscle wasting in the elderly. When discussing diets for older adults, many families tend to prioritize light, easily digestible dishes, such as thin porridge, vegetable soups, or squash broth. However, a concerning issue is that protein, the key factor in maintaining muscle mass, is often overlooked or significantly reduced. Consuming less protein due to fears of indigestion, bloating, or kidney stones is one of the leading causes of severe muscle loss in the elderly, leading to a decline in overall health that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Protein is the primary building block for constructing and maintaining muscle mass. Moreover, it plays a crucial role in producing enzymes, hormones, and antibodies, ensuring the immune system functions effectively. Nevertheless, many older adults consume very little meat, fish, eggs, or plant-based proteins due to concerns about indigestion, internal heat, or kidney issues. These misconceptions lead to prolonged protein-deficient diets, depriving the body of essential materials for recovery, resulting in muscle wasting and weakness. Older people naturally experience muscle loss over time due to aging, a condition known as sarcopenia. If protein intake is insufficient, this process accelerates significantly. Muscle atrophy, limbs become thinner with reduced grip and pushing strength. Decreased strength, fatigue. After walking a few steps, inability to rise from a chair without assistance. Delayed recovery, injuries from falls heal slowly due to a lack of materials for tissue regeneration. Weakened immune system individuals with protein deficiency are more susceptible to illnesses, prolonged colds, and infections. Increased risk of immobility. Severe muscle loss can lead to a loss of mobility, becoming a psychological burden for the entire family. Older adults should not avoid protein. Instead, they should choose easily digestible, low-fat protein sources suitable for their weaker digestive systems. Eggs, a complete protein source, easy to digest, rich in leucine, an essential amino acid for muscle regeneration. Consuming 1 to 2 eggs daily is reasonable. Beans and nuts, tofu, black beans, soybeans, almonds, etc. are rich in plant-based proteins, easily absorbed and low in cholesterol. Lean meats, choose lean cuts of chicken, fish, tender beef, etc., and cook them by steaming, boiling, or light stewing instead of frying. High-protein milk for the elderly. Specialized milk products help supplement protein and essential nutrients for muscles and bones. Smaller, frequent meals. Instead of large meals, divide food into 4 to 5 smaller meals throughout the day for better absorption. Elderly individuals don't need to eat a lot, but must consume sufficient high-quality protein to preserve muscle mass, the foundation for independence and quality of life. Remember, it's not aging that causes protein deficiency. Rather, protein deficiency accelerates aging and weakness. If you're a caregiver or have elderly parents, start adjusting their meals today. Adding just 1 egg, a bowl of beans, or a glass of milk daily can help your loved ones maintain muscle mass and live healthier each day. 7. Physical inactivity and prolonged sitting or lying down. The silent enemy eroding elderly muscle mass. One of the leading causes of muscle wasting in older adults isn't an illness, but rather a prolonged sedentary lifestyle. Sitting for extended periods, lying down for long durations, and minimal physical activity may seem harmless, but are in fact silent destroyers that rapidly deplete already aging muscles. More alarmingly, the consequences of muscle loss extend beyond weak limbs to include a host of serious issues, from falls to premature death. The human body is inherently designed for movement. Muscles are maintained through regular use, a natural law. In older adults, excessive sitting or lying down without moving the limbs leads to muscle groups not being stimulated, resulting in disuse atrophy. Imagine someone hospitalized for an extended period. Even if they were entirely healthy, after a few weeks of immobility, their leg muscles visibly shrink, making walking difficult and balance compromised. Older adults are even more susceptible to this phenomenon due to the natural aging process. Insufficient physical activity quickly leads to a reduction in overall muscle mass, particularly in the thighs, calves, and shoulders. This results in several dangerous consequences: reduced mobility. Slow walking, increased likelihood of tripping, difficulty standing up or climbing stairs. Increased risk of falls and fractures. Muscle loss often accompanies balance issues and slower reflexes, making falls more likely. A single fall in older people can lead to hip fractures and permanent immobility. Higher risk of chronic diseases. Muscles play a vital role in metabolizing sugars and fats. Muscle loss increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and heart disease. Decline in quality of life, loss of self-care abilities, becoming a psychological burden for family members, and feelings of shame and isolation. The good news is that even gentle daily activities can effectively maintain and restore muscle mass. No need for gyms or modern equipment. Consistency is key. Walk 20-30 minutes daily. Whether in the yard, park, or around the neighborhood, walking is a simple exercise that helps leg muscles maintain strength, improves cardiovascular health, and enhances balance. Move limbs while sitting or lying down. Practice wrist rotations, leg lifts, and knee bends just a few minutes at a time, multiple times a day, to stimulate muscles gently. Join Tai Chi yoga or light exercise classes. Follow along with videos at home or attend community classes specifically designed for older adults. Break up long sitting periods by standing and walking for a few minutes every 30-60 minutes. This promotes better blood circulation and prevents muscle loss in the hips and back. Don't wait until your limbs weaken to start exercising. The older the body, the more it needs movement to remain independent and healthy. If you're caring for elderly parents, encourage them to move, regularly create an environment conducive to activity, and accompany them on morning walks. Remember, just 30 minutes of activity each day can help older adults preserve valuable muscle mass and extend their quality of life by many years. Start today, take small steps, and ensure that old age is not spent lying still. 8. Chronic sleep deprivation, the silent enemy weakening. Elderly muscles. When considering factors affecting muscle health in older adults, many people focus solely on diet or exercise habits. However, sleep, a seemingly simple and often overlooked factor, plays a crucial role in the recovery and maintenance of muscle mass. In older adults, prolonged sleep deprivation not only affects mental well-being, but is also one of the primary reasons for gradual muscle weakening that often goes unnoticed. The human body has a remarkable ability to self-repair, and much of this process occurs during sleep. During deep sleep growth, hormone is released. This hormone promotes protein synthesis and the regeneration of muscle tissues damaged during the day. Especially for older adults, quality sleep becomes significantly more important as the body's ability to repair muscles diminishes with age. Each night without deep sleep means the body isn't recharged properly, leading to accumulated fatigue and gradual muscle weakening over time. Chronic sleep deprivation negatively impacts the body in various ways. Reduced muscle protein synthesis. Lack of sleep significantly decreases growth hormone and testosterone levels, two key factors in muscle development. This hinders muscle recovery and leads to gradual weakening. Increased cortisol levels, the stress hormone. Sleep deprivation raises cortisol levels, a hormone that breaks down muscle tissue for energy. This explains why many people who frequently lose sleep feel weaker, experience unhealthy weight loss, and rapidly lose muscle mass. Decline in motor function and balance. Sleep deprivation affects the central nervous system, reducing reflexes, flexibility, and coordination, making older adults more prone to falls and injuries. Higher risk of entering a vicious cycle of illness. Prolonged poor sleep not only affects muscles, but also increases the risk of diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, all of which further weaken the body and reduce physical activity. To protect muscle strength, older adults need to prioritize sufficient and deep sleep each night. Some helpful tips include sleep 7-8 hours daily. Establish a consistent sleep and wake schedule, even on weekends. Avoid caffeinated beverages after 2 p.m. Caffeine affects sleep quality even if you're accustomed to it. Create a quiet, cool, and dark sleeping environment. Limit exposure to blue light from phones and TVs at least 1 hour before bedtime. Engage in light exercise during the day. Physical activity helps expend energy and improve sleep quality at night. Relax before bedtime. Consider warm foot baths, listening to soft music, or reading to facilitate easier sleep. Don't underestimate a single night of poor sleep. Each restless night and every morning of fatigue aren't just signs of aging. They indicate that the body isn't being adequately restored. Especially in older adults, sleep isn't just about resting well, but about preserving strength, independence, and dignity in later life. Therefore, treat sleep as an essential component of comprehensive health care so that each day your loved ones can continue to stand strong on their own feet. 9. Vitamin D and calcium deficiency, the silent duo, weakening elderly muscles and bones. When discussing muscle and bone health in older adults, many focus on exercise or protein intake. However, a deficiency in vitamin D and calcium, two simple yet essential nutrients, can silently lead to serious issues like muscle weakness, osteoporosis, and even falls resulting in fractures. In older individuals, the absorption and metabolism of these nutrients decline, increasing the risk of deficiency with age. Calcium is the primary mineral that makes up our bones. However, without vitamin D, a crucial catalyst, calcium cannot be effectively absorbed into the bloodstream and delivered to the bones. Moreover, vitamin D influences muscle strength. Research indicates that vitamin D is linked to muscle contraction and the maintenance of lean muscle mass. A deficiency can impair muscle function, leading to fatigue and weakness, especially in key muscle groups like the legs and lower back, which are vital for balance and mobility. The consequences of vitamin D and calcium deficiency are gradual but significant. Muscle weakness. Older adults may experience fatigue when standing for extended periods, difficulty climbing stairs, or loss of balance during sudden movements. Osteoporosis. Prolonged calcium deficiency can make bones porous, brittle, and prone to fractures. Even a minor fall can result in serious injuries like hip fractures, leading to long-term immobility. Increased fall risk. Weak muscles combined with fragile bones heighten the risk of falls, potentially causing older adults to lose independence and become reliant on caregivers. Unfortunately, many underestimate the importance of these nutrients, believing that taking a calcium pill suffices without realizing that vitamin D is essential for calcium to be effective. Improving this deficiency isn't difficult if older adults receive proper guidance. Early morning sun exposure, spending 15-30 minutes in the sun before 8 a.m., daily helps the body naturally synthesize vitamin D, a simple, free, and effective method. Consume foods rich in vitamin D and calcium. Incorporate sardines, anchovies, eggs, fresh milk, and calcium-fortified yogurt into the diet. Specialized milk for older adults often contains appropriate levels of vitamin D and calcium, making absorption easier. Engage in light physical activities like walking or gentle exercises help strengthen bones and stimulate muscle activity. Regular health checkups. If experiencing prolonged fatigue, bone pain, or unusual muscle weakness, consult a doctor for vitamin D testing. Supplements may be prescribed if necessary. Vitamin D and calcium deficiencies are silent adversaries, but can be managed effectively with early detection and appropriate measures. Don't let an unexpected fall become a turning point, leading to loss of mobility and independence for your loved ones. Start with small steps, a daily glass of milk, a few minutes of morning sun, and gentle reminders that health requires daily care. 10. Medication. Side effects. The double-edged sword, weakening elderly muscles. For older adults, medication use is almost inevitable. Chronic conditions like hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, and osteoporosis often necessitate multiple medications. However, some commonly prescribed drugs, while essential for managing underlying conditions, can inadvertently lead to muscle deterioration, causing fatigue, reduced endurance, and muscle loss. Two classes of medications frequently associated with muscle weakening in older adults are statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs, commonly prescribed to control cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular diseases. However, statins can cause side effects like muscle pain, weakness, and in rare cases, a serious condition called rhabdomyolysis, which leads to severe muscle damage. Corticosteroids, anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressive drugs used to treat conditions like arthritis, asthma, lupus, and other autoimmune diseases. Long-term or high-dose use can lead to muscle atrophy, especially in the lower limbs, and back, resulting in mobility issues and persistent fatigue. Additionally, certain diuretics, antidepressants, and anticonvulsants can affect electrolyte balance and muscle health if not closely monitored. The impact of these medications on muscles isn't always immediately apparent. Initially, older adults might feel mild muscle fatigue or weakness, but over time, significant muscle loss can occur, leading to difficulty performing daily activities, challenges in standing up, walking, or holding objects. Loss of independence. Increased reliance on caregivers for basic tasks. Higher risk of falls and serious injuries. Weakened muscles contribute to instability and accidents. Chronic fatigue and sleep disturbances. Persistent tiredness and insomnia, reducing quality of life. Many are unaware that their medications might be contributing to muscle weakness and continue usage without consulting healthcare providers for possible adjustments. While these medications play crucial roles in disease management, it's essential to minimize their adverse effects on muscles. Monitor for unusual symptoms. If you are experiencing muscle pain, weakness, or reduced ability to perform routine tasks, document these changes and discuss them with your doctor. Avoid abruptly stopping medications. Sudden discontinuation can be dangerous. Consult your physician, who may adjust dosages. Switch to alternatives with fewer side effects or recommend supplements to support muscle health. Enhance nutrition and physical activity. Ensure adequate intake of protein, calcium, and vitamin D, and engage in light exercises to strengthen muscles. Regular medical checkups. Some medications like statins require monitoring of muscle enzymes to detect early signs of complications. Don't skip scheduled appointments. Medications are vital allies in managing health conditions, but can become silent adversaries to muscle strength if not managed carefully. Pay close attention to any unusual fatigue in your elderly loved ones. Sometimes a simple question like, "Are you finding it harder to move around today?" can initiate important conversations about their health, helping maintain their independence and dignity. We often focus on diseases like hypertension, heart conditions, and diabetes, but it's equally important to be aware of the silent progression of muscle loss in older adults. There's no sudden pain or dramatic symptom, just a gradual decline until one day they struggle to stand, feel their limbs weakening, and their steps become unsteady. This isn't merely aging, it's the cumulative effect of inadequate nutrition, sedentary habits, and unmonitored medication use. Through this discussion, we hope to highlight 10 common yet dangerous factors contributing to muscle loss in the elderly, from seemingly harmless foods like white bread and fruit juices, to processed meats, raw spinach, excessive coffee, sleep deprivation, and medication overuse, all potential invisible assassins if not addressed timely. The good news is that once identified, these issues can be prevented. You can help your loved ones preserve muscle strength by revamping daily meals, incorporate more protein and essential minerals, encouraging regular light exercise. A 20-minute walk each day can make a significant difference. Prioritizing quality sleep and monitoring medication side effects. Ensure they rest well and watch for any adverse reactions to medications. Remember, maintaining muscle health is key to preserving independence, dignity, and joy in life for your elderly loved ones. If you found this information helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more valuable health insights. Feel free to share this video with friends and family who have elderly relatives so they too can take steps to protect their loved ones' muscle health. Always remember, sometimes a timely hand to hold is all it takes to bring peace to a loved one's heart. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Wishing you and your family health, peace, and abundant love.